All right, y'all, we're about to get started. We got on the board up here today is questions in life. During this Day of Atonement, for y'all that know, we're in the middle of our atonement. It ends tonight at evening, the afflicting of our souls. A pure fact. We're going to go into some questions in life because we all got questions. Questions why we here, why we go through what we go through. That's right. All type of questions.
I'd like to say to everyone here on this Day of Atonement that if I've offended anyone over this past year and period, I atone for my transgressions amongst my people, and I pray and ask you for your forgiveness.
I want some money.
I want some money.
Thank you.
Somebody want some money. All right, y'all. So look, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get into this because there's a lot of reading that we gotta do. Mainly, we're gonna be in the Apocrypha, which is part of the Bible. In 1611, when the Bible was translated from Hebrew into English, the Apocrypha was in there. One of the brothers over the Apocrypha right here. There ain't nothing lost about it. You can still go order it or not. But even if you don't got one, we got it up here on the board too as well.
That's right. Hey, y'all, and also, the Day of Atonement, y'all, when we dealing with our children, any child under the age of accountability, basically you're covering, you're their covering, but, you know, if they need food and water, you need to be giving it to them. So we want to make that clear because there's nothing they're atoning for or fasting for. It's not for the children to be fasting like that. So I don't know if there's any more juice up in there, but it's a little store up there. I know we got chips if they get a little hungry, but for the adults and the age, you know, y'all know where we at with that. And also we did send out a text for anybody that on medication that require it daily, and you have to use a little water, y'all. We have to do accordingly. You can't harm yourself, you know, and then say I was doing the fast you require, Most High. So now I'm in the hospital. What you gonna do about that? So you have to be careful and understand what you're doing and what you're doing it for. So you have to have a just balance on that, y'all. And every year it gets better, but we just want to make sure that nobody is misunderstanding what the processes are, you know, for doing that.
I don't mind fasting, but if you see my dude up there get some chips, that other kind she take medication, I just get out of the hospital.
Yeah, well, that's very understandable. We really understand that. We know, right, and like you said, the best thing you said, if I have to walk out and do it, you know, and come back in, that's not a stumbling block for everybody else. So, what she said, y'all, if we have to step out, but we just want it understood for the children's sake, you know, because that's a long hour and they burn 10 times more energy than we do. And, you know, when we're looking at the scripture for it, it says every man must atone for their sins. Since they don't have any to atone for, we have to really be mindful of that.
book of 2nd Ezra, which is in the Apocrypha. If you don't have one, it's up on the board right here. We can start. That cool right there, y'all can see that?
Because she ain't supposed to be. He said, watch, he ain't saying that. Make sure you listen. Make sure you listen.
All right, we're about to go ahead and get started, y'all. The name of the topic today is questions in life. Why we going through what we go through? Why the wicked prospering? All that. So we're going to start this out right here in the 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. We're going to start around verse 38. We got a lot of reading to do, but we're going to get through it. See where we land at. See where we land at. And it's going to blow your mind. This brother had the very same question most of us have today. And trip out how the Lord answered. 2nd Ezra chapter 2. We're going to start around verse 38. Just read on down. We're going to try to get us some understanding. Before we get started, anybody got any questions though? Questions, things may have been on your mind. It's something that's lengthy and, try to save it for later on or something. I'm trying to really get through this today. Or something like a quick question, somebody want to know something about something, heard something. Mama said she was in the cold or something. What you believe was demonic, something, Y'all know there's a lot of stuff you heard during the week. Because you're coming around reading the Bible now with understanding. You're going to get all that. All right? You got to have some thick skin and you got to be willing to endure to the end. All right? Especially on this day of atonement. What we doing being proud of him?
That's right.
Ain't none of us worthy anyway. Let's get this right here. 2nd Ezra chapter 2. You got that, Uriah?
Yeah.
Start around verse 38, bro. Read on down for it.
Everybody there?
If y'all don't got an apocrypha, look up on the board. We're going to try to get us some understanding.
2nd Ezra chapter 2, verses 38. Arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord.
The what?
In the feast of the Lord.
Feasts or appointments of the Lord can be found in Leviticus the 23rd chapter. The Lord has what's called holy days. They put a spin on it under this vibration, call it a holiday, but there's nothing holy about it. The Lord has his own set of appointments or holy days in which we supposed to be keeping. Now those that said those that are sealed, right? Like Revelation 7, those that be sealed with the knowledge of God in their forehead. These people here are sealed in the feast of the Lord. Come on, brother.
Verse 39.
Yeah.
Which are departed out from the shadow of the world.
Which are what?
Which are departed out. Which are departed from the shadow of the world. And have received glorious garments of the Lord.
Glorious garments of the Most High. Now, we got a witness to that in Revelation 6. Y'all write that down. Revelation 6, 9 through 11. Those that are found worthy get white, immortal cloaks from the Lord. This is talking about once the Messiah return and redeem his people. And set us up. We ain't be dressing how we dress now. The Lord got his own dress code and everything. Glorious garments of the Lord. Not Power Ranger garments, garments of the Lord. All right, verse 40.
Take thy number, O Sion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children, whom thou longest for, is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
May be what?
May be hallowed. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number. Right. And they all praised the Lord with songs.
Now, Ezra, you read here, that's Ezra in the Bible. Same exact dude. Out of the tribe of Levi, he was a Levite. All right. So these are extra writings of Ezra, in which he got while he was in captivity. Like you in a Babylonian or an American slave, Ezra was a Babylonian slave. He was under the Babylonians and he was under the Persians. All right? Let's read, brother.
Verse 43. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
So it's a whole bunch of people on Mount Zion, right? All in white, marvelous people. And it's a young man in the midst of them, taller than everybody, and he's putting crowns on everybody's head. Crowns on them. Crowns represent rulership, dominion, right? Let's read.
Verse 44, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these?
Good question. Who are these, or what are these? Who are these people here? Right? Come on.
He answered and said unto me,
Uh-huh.
These be they which have put off the mortal clothing.
Hold on. These be they that what?
That have put off the mortal clothing.
Y'all write down 1 Corinthians 15.
That's right.
Verse 39 on down. It's like 58. And you're going to see when the Messiah returns, you getting about that grave immortal. Right? And you're buried in weakness, raised in power, buried mortal, or with your mortality, raised immortal. Buried in weakness, raised in power. So he say, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing. All right, come on, bro.
44 again, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they which have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God.
Right.
Now are they crowned, and receive palms.
You see what's coming for those that are faithful and down with the Most High to the end? You get you a crown, put on your head.
That's right.
Immortal. Let's read.
Then said I unto the angel, What young person is that crowned? Can't even see. I'm sorry. What young person is it that crowned them and giveth them palms in their hands?
Right.
So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God.
It is who?
It is the Son of God.
That's the Messiah. Now this is Old Testament right here. For those claiming the Messiah, who is the Son of God putting crowns on everybody's head at resurrection? It is the Son of the living God. Come on, brother.
Whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
So he had to get them props then. Those that stood stiffly, stood on it, didn't waver, didn't fall off, stood on it. He said, I began to commend them greatly. They stood stiffly for the name of the Lord. Rep the Son of God while they was here, handling business. All right, let's read, brother.
Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way, and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy God thou hast seen.
So we went there first to show you the end game of what this is all about. Right, if you do it to the end, you become immortal, you get a crown of glory set on your head by the Son of God himself. That's the end game of this, right? So between now and then, we got all questions. What is this? Let's go into the very next chapter. Because like you were slave in the hells of America, nothing new. Our forefathers were slaves to the Babylonians, the Persians, the Egyptians, the Assyrians, the Greeks, the Romans. Right? So it's nothing new. You are these very same people right here. So to trip off the mindset of our brother Ezra while he in captivity in Babylon.
That's right.
What was he doing and what was his mindset? Let's read to the very next chapter. Chapter 3, verse 1.
In the 13th year,
30th.
In the 30th year after the ruin of the city, I was in Babylon, and lay troubled upon my bed, and my thoughts came up over my heart.
So he's giving you a time period here. 30th year after the ruin of the city. What city?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Right, you got to go into the history of Jerusalem when it fell under Nebuchadnezzar now. 606 BC. Right? 30 years later is when Ezra caught this vision right here. After the fall of his city, Jerusalem, he was held as a slave in Babylon.
That's right.
All right? And he said, and lay troubled upon my bed, and my thoughts came over my heart. He wasn't in no dipping-do neighbor mode. It jacked him up high. His people was getting jacked up into captivity.
Right.
All right, let's read, brother.
For I saw the desolation of Sion, and the wealth of them that dwelt in Babylon. And my spirit was sore moved, so that I began to speak words full of fear to the Most High, and said, O Lord, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning, when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee.
Write it down. Genesis chapter 2.
That's right.
Same thing happened. Lord breathed into Adam the breath of life. He became a living soul. Living. Right? The breath of life is what you call the Spirit of God. All right? Let's read, brother.
And thou leddest him into paradise, with which thy right hand hath planted, before ever the earth came forth.
Paradise was planted before the earth came forth? Oh, okay, let's keep reading.
And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed. And immediately thou appointed death in him and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number.
So what's the moral? You violate the law of God, here comes death. Death is what you get paid when you violate the law of God. Adam and Eve did it, and what happened? Death crept into us. He gave them coats of skin, and to this day you die.
That's
You're
right.
born dying. You wake up, you almost die every night. Stiff and everything. Wake up cracking, joints popping, breath smelling like brimstone. You about died last night. All right? Come on, brothers.
Verse 8. And every people walked after their own will.
Hold on, after their what?
After their own
Yeah, do
will.
what you want to do. You know better than that. Do what thou wilt. See, that's what everybody started doing. The Lord started destroying stuff because everybody wanted to do what they felt like they wanted to do. That ain't how it works if you serve the Lord. Come on, brother.
And did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments. And again, in process of time, thou bringest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world, and destroyest them.
See, so the Lord gave you a commandment. This is what you need to do to have peace. But once you get to rebelling and kicking against the Lord and ain't no God, later for them laws, guess what's coming? Destruction. That's why the flood came, right? The next element the Lord going to put on us is fire. Next time he destroy the world, the element he's going to put on us is fire. 2 Peter chapter 3, 10 through 14. All right, come on, brother.
And it came to pass in every of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. Nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah with his household, of whom came all righteous men. And it happened that when they dwelt upon the earth, began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, and were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first.
See, the Lord hooked us up, showed us what we're supposed to be doing, spurs, and guess what? After a while, we kick our feet up.
That's right.
I get relaxed and lackadaisical. And like, oh, he don't really mean that. He don't mean that no more. That's the same mindset we was in before the Lord flooded us out before. Let's read, brother.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will. And madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed.
See, that's major right there. So all the wickedness we done, because the Lord promised to Abraham he would never forsake us. That's the only reason we as a people are still on this planet.
Yep.
The Lord made a promise to one of our righteous forefathers, Abraham.
That's right.
All right, let's read, brother.
And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude.
That's who we are. Our forefathers, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, or the Israelites. All right, come on, brother.
And it came to pass that when thou leddest his seed out of Egypt, thou broughtest them up to the Mount Sinai.
Sinai. Remember, he split the Red Sea, brought us through dry ground. And guess what? The third month, he gave us a fiery law. All right, so Ezra is just going back over the history that you can read from Genesis to Exodus.
That's right.
He's going right back over because he's praying to the Lord, wondering what's going on. All right, come on, bro.
And bowing the heavens Thou didst set first the earth,
Fast.
fast the earth. I can't see nothing.
Want somebody else to read?
I'll finish it up. And bounding heavens, thou didst set fast the earth, movest the whole world, and madest the depths to tremble, and treadest the men at that age.
Trouble
Troublest the men at that age.
Of that age, showing you when the Lord showed himself, the presence of the Lord is nothing like some fly-by-night little chump. The Lord is powerful.
That's right.
Right? When he show up, everything gets in submission. They even showed you that with the Doppler radar thing. When it's an EF5, F5 tornado, guess what? They call it the finger of God.
That's right.
Everything get the Bible. Animals, everything. All right, let's read, brother.
And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel.
The glory of the Lord went through 4 gates: fire, earthquake, wind, and cold. That you might get a law unto the seed of Jacob. There had to be some type of element of fear there. If the Lord showed up whispering, playing a flute, you wouldn't even respect him. Like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Right. But being that the Lord is mighty and powerful, guess what? We told Moses, oh no, we afraid of that. You going up there and holler at him. We cool. There's got to be some type of level of fear when you're dealing with the Most High.
That's right.
Other than that, you think he's some chump. You know, some God you can just praise at your own convenience. Let's read, brother.
And yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them. For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed, and was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him. Thus infirmity was made permanent, and the law also in the heart of the people with the malignity of the root, so that the good departed away, and the evil abode still.
Yeah, and we see that still happening to this very day. Of one man and woman transgression, look how much wickedness is spread through the earth.
That's right.
One seed of transgression, right? The fruition, the fruit that it produced, major wickedness all throughout the earth. Let's read, brother.
We all see clearly that one apple can't spoil a whole bunch, so to speak.
Verse 23. So the times passed away, and the years were brought to an end. Then didst thou raise thee up a servant called David, whom thou commandest to build a city unto thy name, and to offer incense and oblations unto thee therein. When this was done many years, then they that inhabited the city forsook thee.
See that? The Lord, he hooked us up, get us out of captivity, time in, time out again. And as time goes on, you slowly start forgetting the Most High.
That's right.
Sounds like to me they keep saying that they say.
Yeah, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Not just them. All of us, because it's even Israelites that get the slip of mode.
That's what I'm talking about.
Put your feet up. It's all good.
Right.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Verse 25. When this was done many years, then they that inhabit the city forsook thee, and in all things did even as Adam and all his generations had done. For they also had a wicked heart.
Heart in the Bible is law. It means mind. Had a wicked mind, wicked inclination. Right? You're always thinking evil and evil continue. The Lord saw it before he flooded the earth. He said every thought or imagination of man was wicked. That means on your mind, you are plotting to do something that's against the Lord.
That's right.
Come on, brother.
27. And so thou gavest thy city over into the hands of thine enemies.
And so because of this, he gave Jerusalem, the land of Israel, into the hand of his enemies. Because you got the trick. Didn't know how to act at home with the rules. Let's read it.
Are their deeds there any better than that inhabit Babylon? That they should therefore have the dominion over Sion?
That's a good question. That's what Ezra's asking the Most High. Are the heathen deeds better than ours? That they should have dominion over us?
Right.
It's a good question. You start out in this, find out you guys chosen, right? And you realize, okay, we're going through, the police can ride up, kill us, eat a pork chop sandwich, get paid. Right. What's going on? So one of your ancient brothers was asking the Lord, are their deeds better than ours?
Right.
Good question. Let's read.
For when I came thither, and I had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 30th year, so that my heart failed
He
me.
said, man, what's up with wickedness going on? My mind failed me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like today, go skip down to Delmar Loop. You see all kind of wickedness you don't see.
That's right.
Men flip-flopping and switching. And not just there, all over this so-called nation when we held captive. Ezra was seeing the same thing back then. He was like, man, look, I'm looking at these wicked heathens. They're not even thinking about the Most High at all. So how do they get to have dominion over us, Lord? Let's read.
For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and hast preserved thine enemies, and hast not signified.
So he said, I've seen how you suffer or you allow them to sin. And you done spared wicked doers, and has destroyed your people, and has preserved your enemies, and has not signified. Like, how is it they more worse than us, but they okay and we get none? That's real.
I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Sion?
Another question. That's good. Are they better than us? Right? Hold that right there, brother. One of the brothers grab Proverbs 23:17 real quick about the wicked. Proverbs 23:17. We're coming right back there. Proverbs 23:17. Proverbs 23:17 and 18.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 17.
You don't be getting losing faith because you see the wicked doing their thing.
That's right.
You trying your best to be righteous, but guess what? It seems like the wicked prosper, don't it? It seems like those that's wicked can care less about what you got going on. Let's read and see what the Lord say about these wicked.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 17.
Everybody get there. We're going right back to our story after that. This right here is called precept. Read the Bible, you got to study the topics or precepts.
That's right.
Other than that, you won't understand. We run across plenty of people tell us they done read the Bible so many times, they ask them a simple question and they can't answer. See that? So the Bible is to be, you're supposed to slow down when you read the holy oracles of the Lord. Soak it in, reflect, meditate on it. Right? This is not no racing contest. You're trying to run and get to the finish line quickly. This ain't what this is about.
That's right.
You done read over all that and didn't get not 1 hour of understanding. Let's read this about the wicked real quick, just in case any of y'all think it ain't no reason to be righteous. I mean, what are we getting now? I mean, I can go out and just do whatever I do and get my money and I'm cool. Why serve your God? Y'all suffer. Clothes wrinkled. Right. All right, let's get it, brother.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 17.
Yes, sir.
Let not thine heart envy sinners.
See what the Bible say? Don't let your mind or your heart envy or be jealous of wicked men. Let's read, brother.
But be thou in fear of the Lord all the day long.
No, some of the day.
All the day long.
See, the scripture say be in fear of the Lord all the day. Come on now.
For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off.
The Bible says surely there's an end. Everything comes into judgment, whether you like it or not. I don't like the way it sounds, brother. It don't matter. Every knee is going to bow before the throne of Christ. Everybody gonna have to get down. You read verse 18 too, brother? Yeah. All right, go over to one more chapter, Proverbs 24. Read 1 and 2 for us.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men.
See that? There it go again. Let's read, brother.
Neither desire to be with them.
Neither desire to be with them. Like what the boys say, boys in the hood, let me out the car, though.
Right.
Let me out the car. He saw the script say, don't be desirous to be with wicked men. Don't be desirous to be with wicked men. I mean, the TV got you thinking that's the end thing. Right. The teller of visions, should we say. Right. Got you thinking that's the end thing. But guess what? The end of that is destruction and death. All right, let's read, brother.
For their heart studieth destruction.
Come on. Their heart what?
Studieth destruction.
Wow.
And their lips talk of mischief.
All right, jump down to 1920. Same chapter.
Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man.